If you're like me, you are not a fan of downspout extensions. It seems like they are always getting in the way, and they don't look great either. But the only typical replacement is a buried underground pipe, and that's something that I did not want to do because I had a gas line here. So I just went and got a plastic gutter section. This is a 10-foot section of gutter. It's a simple U-shaped gutter, and I buried it to where it is flush with the top of the ground. Now, back towards the house, this did put it up out of the ground, and so I did need to build that up with soil. But by doing that, I was able to get a really steep slope on this gutter. And then I filled it with small river pebbles, where they are about flush with the top of the ground. Then I put the grass back around it, along with some soil and sand and grass seed. And overall, I was pretty happy with the way it looked. And you can see here, right after I put it in, I got a little shower, and I came back out, and I could see that the water was going down through these little pebbles. Now, this was a really light rain, but it made me optimistic. Another nice rain. We've gotten probably about 2.5 to 3 inches of rain this weekend. Boy, I still apparently need to clean the gutters out at that corner. Oh boy, yeah, that's kind of a disaster. My French drain looks good, but the gutters do not. So I need to clean out the gutters, 100%. You can see the pine needles that were stuck in my downspout here. I had cleaned these out once earlier in the year, but they came back, and boy, they are really good at clogging up gutters. So once I removed these, then the French drain was really going to be put to the test. So you can see here that this gutter made quite the exit chute for all of the small river pebbles. When I got a 2-inch rain here, they all just rinsed down the gutter and came out the end. They actually were piled at the end here, and I just scooped them out. But I'm going to run a quick test. I'm going to use a small bucket here and dump some water down this gutter, and I'm going to put a pile of these river pebbles in the middle of the gutter and see how much movement this water causes. And then I'm going to repeat that with the new larger river rock. What I want to do here is verify that I'm moving in the right direction by going from small rocks to large rocks, to make to where this does not wash out with a heavy rain. So here's my small pile of river pebbles. It's just enough to get to the top of the gutter. Let's dump this down. This is full, and we'll see what happens to the rock. So there you go. That's really what flowing water does to these small pebbles, is it just kind of rolls them along, and eventually that's why they all ended up down here. And here's my selection of full-size river rock. Try to get the pile about the same size, and let's see if it moves. So you can see that that last rush of water did knock the pile over, but the water was not able to carry the rocks away. I finished adding the full-size river rock into the mini French drain here. I'm going to go ahead and dump a bucket of water here. I've got about 2 gallons, I think. So you can see that it's overflowing by my feet. But at least the rock does not move. So that's a big improvement. This rock just seems to be just large enough that it does not move when water hits it. And you can see the water percolating out the bottom of the gutter here pretty well. So, most of the water went down the gutter. That larger rock is almost too large for the gutter that I used here. In order for this to work really well, I would say that the gutter needs to be probably at least twice this size. The mini French drain has gone through a couple of rains now, but I have a plan to double the capacity, and it requires me pulling all this out. So here is French drain number 2. As you can see, it's quite simply 2 gutters side by side. The trick was that I wanted to find some way to fasten them together. And so what I did was I actually found at Menards some of this plastic edging. It is sold as edging for plastic wall panels, but in this case, it was just right to hold together 2 edges of this gutter. This edging comes in 8-foot sections, and the gutters come in 10-foot sections. So it does not go all the way to the end of either end of the gutter, but these end caps here actually would prevent the gutter from coming together all the way anyway. And the whole gutter does not really need to be joined. I just want the majority of it to be joined together so that a large amount of water does not run down between the two. The downspout will come down, you know, well into the section with edging. I also dug these down a little bit deeper than they were before. Before, the tops of the gutters were approximately flush with the top of the ground in spots, and I really want it to be a little bit deeper than that so that I can cover up the tops of the gutters with rock. I ended up not putting any sand or smaller rocks beside the gutters. As I started to pour these river rocks out, I realized that to me it looked nicer if it was all the same size rock. Now I'm gonna do a quick bucket test. So I've got a couple gallons of water here. That is better. So I poured it fairly fast there, and you can see that really nothing came over the sides of the gutters. It all was able to go in and down, and that's what I want. So it's actually percolating down through here right now. The capacity now is large enough on this twin gutter that it's not even really obvious that the water is there at all. You can see it down there under the rock. So I would say this is a better, more sustainable option. The single gutter really was just marginal. I really wanted something with a little bit more wiggle room for heavy rains. So now this is what I'm going to keep on this corner of the house. I might try using a similar gutter system on another corner of the house. If you have any thoughts on this, or you've done something similar, please leave a comment down below. I would be curious to know if this is a good long-term solution to get the water away from the house, or if I need to dig it up again and do something a little bit different. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you, and see you on the next one.